Long before cities, long before pyramids or kings or written words, there was the cold and the silence, a time when the earth was locked in winter's breath, when ice covered mountains and the wind spoke through empty valleys, a time before history, yet full of life. This is where our story begins. In the Ice Age, around 20,000 years ago, the sun hangs low in the sky, pale, distant, but still warm enough to turn snow into mist when it touches the earth. The land is wide and open, treeless plains stretching as far as the eye can see, white, golden, silver, a frozen sea of grass and snow. Towering glaciers gleam in the distance, their blue walls unmoving and eternal. Between them, rivers snake slowly, sometimes frozen, sometimes flowing under layers of ice. The air is sharp but clear, and when the wind stops, everything feels still, like time itself is resting. On these plains, great beasts roam, woolly mammoths covered in thick, shaggy fur. They walk slowly, their trunks swinging, tusks curving like ivory crescents. Beside them move bison with heavy coats and steaming breath. Reindeer dig for lichen under the snow, and in the distance, a cave lion stalks, its golden eyes watching, waiting. Above it all, a silent sky, clouds drifting like smoke, stars waiting for night to return. Among the rocks, half hidden by snow, there is smoke, not from fire alone, but from life. A group of humans has made a winter camp. Simple shelters of wood, bone, and hide stand low to the ground, curved to keep out the wind. The smoke rises from the center, where a fire crackles softly under a ring of stones. Its warmth is precious, sacred. The people here are few, maybe 20. A small band, moving with the seasons, following the herds, the rivers, and the warmth. They know the land. They know the cold. They are wrapped in thick furs, clothing made from the hides of animals they hunted, stitched with bone needles and sinew. Their boots are stuffed with grass. Their faces are marked with ochre and charcoal, not for war, but for memory, for spirit, for story. At this moment it is dusk. The wind has calmed, the mammoths have passed, and the camp is still, lit only by the fading sun and the fire's glow. A woman sits near the flames, feeding it with dry twigs. Her hands are rough, skilled. She hums softly, a song without words, older than language. Around her, children play with carved bones and bits of fur, pretending to hunt like their parents. An elder sharpens a spear with a flint blade. 2 hunters return with meat wrapped in skins. They speak little. Words are few, but gestures say everything. They speak with their eyes, their movements, or their closeness. The group eats quietly, cooked meat, bitter roots, the dried berries. The taste is simple but nourishing. They eat with their fingers, sharing without thought. The fire crackles, sparks rise into the night. As the sky darkens, stars begin to appear, one by one. The first is bright above the eastern horizon, then another and another. Soon, the sky is full, not just with stars, but with stories. To these people, the night sky is a map, a mirror of the land below, a place where spirits walk and ancestors watch. And one constellation looks like a mammoth, another like a great bird. They don't name them like we do. They remember them through songs, gestures, and dreams. A child crawls into a shelter, curling next to his mother. She strokes his hair, humming that same wordless tune. He is safe, warm beneath layers of fur, the firelight dancing on the ceiling of hide above. Outside, the wind begins to rise again, softly. Snow drifts gently over the tracks in the earth. Inside the shelter, a grandfather begins to speak. His voice is slow, deep, like the river beneath the ice. He tells the story of how the world was once made only of stone, until the first flame was stolen from the sky. He tells of animals that speak in dreams, of hunters who became stars, of a time when no one died, only changed form. The children listen, eyes wide. The adults do not interrupt. This is more than story. It is memory. It is truth. It is the thread that ties them all together. Later, the fire dims. The camp grows quiet. One by one, they sleep, curled together in their shelters. Soft breaths, slow heartbeats, safe in the frozen night. Only one person remains awake. A young woman sitting near the fire watching the stars. She does not speak. She does not move. She simply listens. To the silence, to the wind, to the deep, slow heartbeat of the earth. This is life in the Ice Age. No empires, no monuments, only the land, the sky, and each other. And still, it is full of meaning, full of beauty, full of dreams. Sleep now. Let the snow fall gently. Let the fire warm your thoughts, and let your breath rise softly into the ancient air. The cold will pass. The stars will remain, and the earth will keep turning beneath your feet, as it always has. Morning comes softly over the frozen plains. The sky glows faint pink and gold, and the air is still. The camp stirs slowly. One by one, the people emerge from their shelters. Fur-wrapped figures stretch and move quietly, shaking off the sleep of the long night. Their breath rises in white clouds. The fire has burned low, but a few coals still glow beneath the ash. A woman kneels to feed it, carefully adding dry grass and twigs until flames return small and steady. Breakfast is simple: dried meat, roasted roots, snow melted into water. No rush, no urgency. The day begins like the river flows, calm, slow, steady. Today, a group will hunt, not out of sport or pride, but out of necessity. Food is life, and winter does not forgive those who forget. Two hunters prepare their tools: flint-tipped spears, a bow strung with sinew, a sling woven from braided hide. Their movements are careful, practiced, a ritual in itself. The elder offers a blessing, quiet words spoken with breath over the weapons, a gesture to the east, a touch of ochre on the forehead. Then the hunters go into the white silence. Their footsteps press softly into the snow. They walk in single file. Wind whistles gently across the plains. Birds are scarce. Trees are distant memories. But the hunters know the signs: tracks left by reindeer, marks in the snow where bison have dug for lichen, a broken branch, a faint smell. They move like ghosts, blending with the earth, listening, watching. The world seems empty, but it is not. Beneath the snow, the land breathes. The herd is near, and then they see it. A group of reindeer grazing near a rocky rise. Steam rises from their backs. One hunter signals. They crouch. They wait. Time slows. With a sudden cry, they move. Spears fly. The reindeer scatter. Snow explodes into the air. Hooves thunder across the ground. A single animal stumbles, struck in the side. It falls, breathing fast, eyes wide. The hunters approach slowly. One kneels, placing a hand on the animal's chest. A whisper, a moment of silence. Then the final act, quick, clean. The reindeer is still. The hunters work quickly. The meat must be taken before the cold sets into deep. The hide is removed with stone blades, the organs placed into skin bags. Nothing is wasted, not even the bones. Back at the camp, the people wait. Children help gather firewood. Others mend clothing or scrape hides. The woman from last night hums again, this time as she works with a bone needle, stitching fur into a warm hood. When the hunters return, the mood changes. There is quiet celebration, not with shouting or song, but with shared warmth. A successful hunt means safety, a few more days of strength. The meat is cooked over the fire. Fat sizzles, and the smell fills the air. The tribe eats slowly, savoring the gift. Later, the bones will be carved into tools, the tendons dried for string, the hide stretched and scraped until it becomes soft and strong. Every part of the animal will be honored. This is not just survival. This is respect. As the sun lowers again, the sky burns orange, then fades into deep blue. Smoke rises once more into the darkening air. The children gather close, asking for another story. This time, the elder tells of a great spirit in the form of a reindeer, with antlers made of starlight and hooves that could shake the mountains. He says the spirit watches all hunts and rewards those who kill with care. The children listen, wide-eyed, imagining the spirit leaping across the northern lights. Tonight, one of the young boys curls beside his older sister. He asks her quietly if the spirit saw their hunt today. She smiles and says, "Of course." Then she whispers a promise that one day he too will hunt with respect and courage. He closes his eyes. Around the fire, the others sit in silence, some carving, some dreaming, some simply listening to the wind. It is not just cold air they hear, but the voice of the world, the breath of the ice, the memory of the land. Overhead, the stars return, cold and brilliant. The fire crackles low. A few flakes of snow drift down from a quiet sky, and within the warmth of their shelters, the people of the Ice Age sleep, dreaming of spirits, of reindeer, of light dancing over snow. No clocks, no noise, only the rhythm of breath, the weight of fur, the heartbeat of fire. Sleep now. Let the hunt fade. Let the cold drift past your thoughts. Let the stars keep watch as they did long ago. You are safe, you are warm, and the earth holds you gently in its ancient arms. The days grow shorter. The sun lingers only briefly above the horizon before dipping again into the cold sky. Time here is measured in light, in warmth, in the curve of shadow on the snow. In the camp, the people begin preparing for deeper winter. The hunt is less frequent now. The animals have moved, following the wind south or vanishing into sheltered valleys. But the people remain. This place, for now, is home, and so they adapt. Inside the shelters, new walls are added, thick layers of hide, packed snow, woven grasses, anything to block the wind. Stones are heated in the fire, then wrapped in fur to warm sleeping spaces. Women dry strips of meat over slow-burning embers. Men carve bone into needles, fish hooks, and blades. Children are quieter. Their play becomes stories, shadows, questions whispered beneath layers of fur. Time slows. On one morning, the river nearby is found frozen, its surface gleaming like stone. The ice sings, small creaks, and moans that echo across the valley. A young man walks to the river's edge and listens. He places his hand on the frozen surface. Beneath it, water still flows, slow and unseen. He smiles. It reminds him that life continues, even beneath silence. In the shelter nearest the fire, an old woman has fallen ill. Her breath is shallow, her skin pale. The others gather around her. They offer warm broth, dried herbs steeped in snow water, and gentle songs. One sings of the birthing cave where all life began. Another sings of the long journey the spirit takes when the body grows tired. The songs are soft, woven with hope and memory. That night, the sky is especially clear. The stars shimmer with cold brilliance, and a trail of lights arcs across the sky, a meteor, swift and silent. The people see it and fall quiet. Some make a gesture toward the fire. Others close their eyes. The old woman opens hers for a moment and smiles. She whispers the name of a long-lost ancestor, then closes her eyes again. She does not wake. In the morning, snow covers the camp like a blanket. The wind is still. The people gather and build a platform of stones. On it, they lay the woman's body, wrapped in fur, surrounded by tokens: a carved bead, a dried flower, a tiny stone shaped like a bear. One by one, they step forward and offer breath, word, silence. Then the fire is lit. Smoke rises to the sky, curling like a spirit. The tribe does not mourn with tears, but with stillness. For them, death is not an end, but a return, a journey to the sky, to the cave of stars, to the river beneath the ice. That night, they eat little, but they sit close, sharing warmth, memory, and the comfort of being together. The young woman who once watched the stars alone is now the storyteller. She speaks softly, her voice like falling snow. She tells of a time when people could speak with wolves, when the moon was a woman who danced across the mountains, her footsteps leaving frost behind. The children listen, eyes wide and silent. The fire flickers, shadows dance. Later, the storyteller steps outside. The air is sharp, but she breathes deeply. Above her, the stars are countless. A pale moon glows over the white land. And though she is alone, she does not feel lonely. The ice, the sky, the earth, they are always there, quiet and vast. She places her hand to her chest and closes her eyes. The fire behind her crackles softly. A child stirs in sleep. The wind shifts, and the night wraps the world in silver stillness. Sleep now. Let the stars watch over you. Let the wind carry your breath. Let the silence of the ice age hold you gently. You are not alone. You never were. The snow remembers. The fire remembers. And in your dreams, the ancient land waits, soft and timeless. The sun rises slow and red over the snow-covered plain. Its warmth is faint, but enough to stir the frost on the ground into mist. In the distance, a group of people moves like shadows, quiet, steady, dressed in fur and bone, a hunting party. They've tracked a herd for days, following prints in snow, broken reeds near rivers, the faint scent of musk in the wind. Woolly reindeer, large and heavy, with broad hooves and thick coats. The hunters move with patience, each step silent, each gesture precise. They carry spears tipped with flint, weighted with antler. One carries a sling, another a bow with sinew string, strong and worn. They do not speak. They don't need to. Every motion is part of an old rhythm, learned through years, passed through generations. They are not chasing, they are waiting. The herd appears as the sun climbs higher, distant shapes moving slowly across a frozen meadow. The hunters crouch. A signal is given, a flick of fingers, the nod of a head. They split into three. One moves around behind the herd, another climbs a ridge. The last waits in silence, bow raised. A tense stillness holds the air. The reindeer graze, unaware. Then a sound, a rock kicked loose, a snort from the herd. The led reindeer lifts its head. The hunters strike, spears fly. The bowstring sings, the reindeer run, snow explodes beneath their hooves, but one falls, cleanly hit. The others vanish into the trees. The hunters gather around the fallen animal. They do not cheer. Instead, they kneel. One places a hand on the reindeer's chest. Another whispers words of thanks. A ritual, spoken quietly, meant not for others, but for the spirit of the animal itself. The body is cleaned and wrapped. Nothing will go to waste. Meat for food, hide for shelter, sinew for string, bone for tools. The walk back to camp is slow but peaceful. Snow falls gently. The world is quiet. When they return, the camp greets them with nods and smiles. A fire is lit anew. The reindeer is honored, its meat shared, its life remembered. That evening, the elders speak of a time when animals gave themselves willingly to humans, when the great mammoth was once a brother to man. They tell of a spirit called the Watcher, who walks between herds and homes, ensuring that balance is kept, that nothing is taken without purpose. As the stories unfold, a girl carves small shapes from bone, animals, humans, stars. She places them in a pouch, a gift for the next journey. Her fingers move slowly, patiently. Each figure holds a story, a memory, a prayer. Later, the people dance, not wild, but slow, a rhythm of footsteps in the snow, a circle around the fire. They wear feathers, beads, painted faces. The dance is not for performance. It is for the sky, the ground, and the ancestors. The drum is simple, stretched skin, steady hands. Its beat echoes the heart. The wind joins in, brushing through the fur-lined shelters. The stars blink awake overhead. The storyteller hums as she watches the fire. Her voice carries without words. It is a sound of memory, of snow and stone and breath. One by one, the dancers return to their shelters. The fire dims, the wind softens. A mother holds her baby close, rocking gently. An elder wraps himself in a mammoth hide cloak. A child dreams of reindeer and stars. And still, the sky watches, silent, endless. Sleep now. The hunt is done. The fire is low. Let the snow settle on the earth. Let your thoughts drift with the wind. The ice age holds you in its arms, quiet, ancient, and kind. Snow falls gently on the plains. Flakes drift in slow spirals, catching the pale morning light. There is no wind now, only stillness. The people of the camp move carefully, quietly, wrapped in layers of fur, their footsteps muffled in the deep snow. It is the season of waiting. No one hunts today, no one travels. The cold is too sharp, and the land asks for patience. Inside the shelters, fires are kept burning. Stones are heated and placed under sleeping firs. Children stay close to their mothers. They listen, they learn, and they dream. The storyteller sits by the main fire. Her face is lined with age, but her eyes shine bright like the stars above. Around her, the younger ones gather, bundled tightly. She holds in her hand a piece of carved bone, smooth, polished, etched with tiny marks. A calendar, perhaps, or a record of something older. She speaks softly, her voice like smoke. There was once a time, she says, when the sky touched the earth and people walked beside the spirits. The rivers spoke, the trees sang, the wolves were guardians of fire. The children lean in. Her words create pictures, not just in the mind, but in the heart. She tells of a great journey long ago when the ancestors followed the stars across frozen rivers. She tells of a mountain shaped like a sleeping bear and a cave where dreams were painted on the walls. We came from there, she says, not from one place, but from many steps, many fires, many stories. One child asks why people move. She smiles, because the world moves, and we follow it. Later that day, the sky darkens, though it is still early. Thick clouds roll in from the north. The wind returns, slow at first, then stronger. A storm is coming. The people prepare. Outside, snow is packed tighter around the shelters. Inside, furs are checked, weapons stored, food counted, the hunters secure their tools. The mothers check on the little ones. No fear, only rhythm. They've done this before. The storm will come, the storm will pass. And it does come in the night. The wind howls through the valley like a voice from the mountains. Snow sweeps across the land in great sheets, hiding the world. The shelters creak under pressure, but they hold. Inside, the fires glow steady. People sleep in bundles, sharing warmth, heartbeats close. One wakes now and then, adding wood to the fire, whispering to the flames, as if to reassure them. We're still here, he says. Keep burning. By morning, the world outside is new, blank, pure. The sun breaks through slowly, lighting the snow with gold. The air is sharp, but calm. And from beneath that still surface, life stirs. A rabbit appears near the edge of the trees. A fox trots quietly along the riverbank, its red fur a flicker in the white. Birds call softly from hidden branches. Even in the deepest cold, life finds a way. The people begin to emerge, stretching, blinking in the light. Their breath curls like smoke into the air. A child laughs. Her first step into the snow sinks deep, and she falls gently. Laughter rises from the others. After silence, joy. The men go to check traps set days earlier. One carries a small carved charm tied to his wrist, a piece of antler shaped like a fish. For luck, for respect. The women scrape hides clean and soft, talking in low voices, sharing news, thoughts, and dreams. A young girl helps prepare paint from red ochre and charcoal. She mixes it in a hollow stone. It is for a wall inside the shelter, a memory in color. By evening, the fire is strong again. Food is shared. Smoke curls into the darkening sky. One man begins to drum softly, a rhythm of the heart, of footsteps on earth. The others join in, voice, rhythm, body. They sing, not with words, but with sound. The song is for the land, for the river, the wind, the sky. The child who painted today hums along. Later, she will add new shapes to the shelter's wall, a mammoth, a bird, a figure dancing beneath stars. That night, as everyone sleeps, the storyteller wakes. She steps outside, wrapped in furs. The sky is clear. Stars above stretch like a river of light. She lifts her face and closes her eyes. She remembers her own childhood, another storm, another fire, another song, and she smiles because nothing has truly changed. The world turns, the people follow, and the stories, they live on. Sleep now. The storm has passed. The fire is warm. The earth is still. Let your breath match the rhythm of the snow. Let your thoughts wander beneath the stars. You are safe, you are ancient, and you are home in the quiet world of the Ice Age. Night has returned. The sky is deep and endless, scattered with stars like seeds on black soil. A crescent moon hangs low, casting silver light across the snow-covered plains. The camp is still. Shelters are dark, except for the soft orange glow of firelight from within. Only a few are awake. They move slowly, without sound, tending the flames, watching the sky. A woman kneels beside the fire, adding a few dry branches. She blows gently, coaxing life from the embers. Across from her, an old man sits with eyes half closed, humming a tune that was once sung to him when he was small. Tomorrow, the camp will move again. The scouts returned at dusk with news of fresh animal tracks along the river to the south. The herds are moving, and the people will follow. They always do, but for tonight, they rest. One more night under familiar stars. One more night warmed by the same fire. Inside the largest shelter, a child dreams. He stirs beneath his furs, his breath slow and even. In his dream, he walks beside a mammoth. Its great feet sink into soft snow, and its breath mists into the air like smoke from the earth. They do not speak, but the boy knows the mammoth is his guide. It leads him toward a mountain glowing with light. He does not ask why. He simply follows. Outside, the wind is calm. It brushes gently against the hides stretched over the shelters. It whispers through the reeds near the river. Somewhere far off, an owl calls once and is silent again. The world is asleep, but it breathes, slowly, steadily, just like the people. In the quiet, the elders speak, not in full voice, only in fragments, shared between sips of hot broth. They speak of the time before tools were sharp, before shelters had walls, before they crossed the great river of ice. They remember, and remembering is survival. One elder tells of a cave high in the hills where drawings cover the walls. Mammoths, deer, birds, and people, all etched and painted in ochre and black. He says the spirits live there, not ghosts, but memories. He once slept in that cave as a boy and dreamed of fire that never went out. The others nod. They know the place or one like it. Every people has its sacred space, a place where the earth speaks louder. Another elder talks of a star that moves, not across the sky, but beneath it, a glowing stone fallen from above, buried in the snow. They found it one day while hunting. It hummed when touched. They buried it again, giving it back to the ground. Such things, he says, are not for keeping. Later, one of the women begins to sing. It is not a song with words. It is a sound that rises and falls, like wind through trees, like water over stone. It is a lullaby for the earth. The others join in, humming, swaying gently. They do not need meaning, only rhythm, only closeness. The fire burns low now. Embers glow like eyes in the dark. Slowly, the people drift to sleep. Some lie close to one another, sharing warmth. Others curl alone, wrapped tightly in furs, faces relaxed in peaceful rest. The stars continue their quiet dance above. A young man lies awake, staring at the roof of the shelter. He is thinking of the journey tomorrow, of the hunt, of the unknown beyond the hills. He is not afraid, but he is aware. He turns onto his side and closes his eyes, listening to the wind outside. It sounds like waves, like breath, like memory. At the edge of the camp, a figure stands watching the horizon. They see the faint outline of hills beyond the frozen river. They imagine the herds, the path ahead, the songs that will be sung there. They whisper a short prayer, not to a god, but to the land, to the wind, to whatever has always been. The Ice Age is not empty. It is full of presence, of purpose, of quiet power. Each moment holds a lesson. Each fire carries a story. Each footprint in the snow is part of a trail that stretches back through time. There are no cities here, no kings, no great temples carved in stone, but there is something older, something softer, a truth too deep for words. The world turns slowly. The snow will melt in time, trees will grow again, rivers will swell, but the memories carried in the bones of these people will remain, passed from voice to voice, from hand to hand, from dream to dream. And even as you sleep now, you carry that thread. You remember, even if you don't realize it, the cold, the fire, the stars, the hum of the earth beneath your skin. So let go now. Let the quiet take you. Let the snow drift gently through your thoughts. Let your breath slow to match the rhythm of this ancient world. You are safe here. You are part of it. The fire is warm. The sky is full. And the journey continues, softly, patiently, through the dream of time. Sleep well, traveler of the Ice Age. The stars are watching, the earth is singing, and morning is still far away.